I think it entails obviously a lot of different aspects to it, where she's traveled. The hearse has just recently traveled to Holyrood, and now it's going to come down to London. So there are all these elements of the mourning phase that allow people to engage with the funeral arrangements and to really express their emotion about the Queen in person. And yeah, to have memories of the time and personalize it, if you like. And I think that's very, very important to really embed this idea of our sovereign and the monarchy in turn into our, the whole wider culture. And of course, it's also allowing for lots of different rituals to be undertaken, Charles acceding to the throne, of course, and being appointed officially as king. And so all these things are terribly important as well. The pomp and pageantry surrounding royalty that really move people emotionally, but also remind them of the heritage elements that are so important.
Now, since the Queen's death, there's been a surge in online sales for royal memorabilia. We're talking everything from cups to dishes to tea towels and so forth. Why is there such an emotional connection to items like this?
Well, again, physical objects can, really surpass their actual sort of tangible aspects, just being an object. We know that already. So some objects have huge symbolic value. And in this case, even the cheapest object can, sit on a shelf, be passed through a family, have some emotion attached to it. So you see so many people now, rushing to buy, first of all, the memorabilia that has been created for the Queen's Jubilee just recently. And so they're rushing to the shops to get that before it sells out. But they're also, of course, buying the memorabilia that has quickly changed to be marked as "Rest in Peace, Your Majesty." And sometimes it's the same piece of memorabilia, I note.
The Queen was quite popular during her time on the throne, and she walked that fine line between being seen but rarely heard. In that same space of time, we've gotten to know King Charles very well. How will his personality mesh with this role compared to the way that his mother handled it?
Yeah, I mean, it will be more complicated for him because obviously he is much better known, when he's now become king, whereas the Queen was very little known as regards her personality. And we know that she was renowned for not saying very much, whereas we know that Charles is renowned for saying quite a lot. And, he's a passionate, emotional man, and he sometimes, he feels it's his duty, but he has made it very clear that he's not stupid, as he, quote, said, and that he realizes once he becomes sovereign, he knows his role has to change. And we saw that in his initial address to the nation, where he said that he realized he would have to put his beloved charities and causes to one side and, devote more time, obviously, to the role of sovereign. That means keeping his mouth closed, essentially.
And King Charles obviously has a lot more personal baggage coming into this role as well. We know a lot of intimate details about him and his personal life. He's made his stance on certain social issues very clear, as you say. Will this hinder his efforts to become his own kind of king?
I don't know so much. The past is now really, I think, quite firmly behind him, if you're referring to the sort of messiness of the divorce with Diana and with, his marriage to Camilla. And I think the fact that the Queen made that announcement that she wanted Camilla as a Queen consort very much brought Camilla into the, the sort of embrace of the monarchy, let's say. And so he has been at pains to emphasize that Camilla will be at his side. So over the last 15 years, there's been a huge effort on the part of the monarchy and a PR system there to really reposition Charles and Camilla, to be king and queen. And I think this has been quite successful. But I think there will be other things on the horizon with Charles's transition that are likely to rear their head, not so much from his past, but more going into the future, other family matters, I think.
So, Pauline, even when Queen Elizabeth II was alive, many questioned the relevance of the royal family. It's an institution that's very much cemented in the past, steeped in tradition. Is King Charles III likely to make any changes that will try to reach younger generations, or just regular people who've become disenchanted with the royals?
Yes, I think he will. And I think the way he'll do this will be through his son, William, who he's just appointed as Prince of Wales, and of course, William's partner, Catherine, Kate, as Princess of Wales. And so I think it will be very much Charles working with them as a very much seen as a family brand, I think. And I think they will get, very much encouraged to take over those duties, roles that Charles had himself as Prince of Wales, and all the causes he promoted for young people. He was very good at that, and I think he will want to see that taken on by them. He probably can't do as much as he would like now in his new role, but working with them and alongside them, that's the way he can do it. And we saw this in his speech where he talked about making them Prince and Princess of Wales, and that they could continue their job of bringing the marginalised into the centre to highlight the problems. So I think that's very much in recognition of that type of group that you're referring to.
So many changes over such a short period of time, and many more to come. Professor Pauline Maclaran, we really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.